The last Congress passed and the Supreme Court upheld a law banning TikTok unless it was sold by the Chinese company that owns it. Now, President Trump says a consortium of investors will take over the U.S.-based TikTok's U.S. operations, The joint venture will license a copy of the critical algorithm that makes the app so appealing. Likely investors include billionaire Trump supporters, Larry Ellison, Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch, and Jeff Yass, the largest investor in Trump media. So Josh, does this deal do what Congress intended, and is it good for America?
I think it's pretty clearly been out of Congress's hands for some time, starting roughly January 20th. I think that the Trump administration's handling of this raises really one of the fundamental questions of the Trump presidency, which is it good for America if Trump's friends own lots of big, powerful companies? Your answer to that may depend on your political persuasion, but it's clear that this powerful technology and the algorithm sort of captures your attention whether you like it or not. I'm not sure how much heavy TikTok users actually really like this thing, but it does keep their attention. It keeps, my students don't speak particularly positively of it, but it is a massive source of attentional economy. And so that with attention comes the potential to make large amounts of money off of it. So whether those are the best stewards for it, whether that's what Congress intended, again, the president and the president's friends are going to be in charge of this thing, and I don't quite know where they'll take it, but we'll see how it goes.
And, you mentioned the attentional. It grabs your students' attention, even if they don't say they like it. They're on it, right?
Their actions and their words.
But it's not just silly dance videos. It's a big part of the American economy right now, the world economy.
Yeah, I mean, look. I am a millennial. I don't own a TV. I stream Ivory Tower. I don't watch it on Friday nights. I stream it. And a lot of Gen Z and millennials get their news primarily through social media outlets. So this is interesting because it's gone from being a somewhat bipartisan concern about national security, to an issue that's now fundamentally about media consolidation and media ownership. And we've had media consolidation going on for years, right? Small town newspapers have been closing. Social media has led to polarization and misinformation. And I think what we're seeing here is that we're just going to get more of the same here. Now, I will say the Jimmy Kimmel episode of a few weeks ago has kind of revealed that the First Amendment is still pretty strong, right? And so I think if you're trying to control the media landscape, it's not so much we're going to shut you down as we're going to try to control as many sources of information as possible so that the messaging and the general understanding of the world is going to be filtered through that. And I think you're going to see that now with TikTok.
So Aaron mentioned national security implication. And that's what we all share. What is the national security issue regarding the Chinese ownership of TikTok?
Great question. There's two main things. One of them is our private information. I think there's 170 million users of TikTok just in the United States. So ByteDance in China, when people don't realize that in a communist country, there is a direct relationship with every Chinese company that's based in China. They have to provide information to the government. So the threat is giving that data to the government. It's not really a threat, it's a guarantee. The other component is that the propaganda can be pushed to those 170 million users to persuade an election or push an election one way or the other. So it's those two main things that are national security.
Or even just an issue, not just
any
an election.
issue, yes.
I mean,
any
Taiwan,
issue, definitely.
let's say. That would be a prime one.
Absolutely.
Right. Tara?
Well, you're absolutely right. And one of the other concerns about this deal, if it is really a deal, and that's the other thing that I find very interesting, is the Chinese haven't really said it's definitely a deal yet. They, in fact, haven't said very much about this at all. So I'm sort of waiting to see if the deal's going to pan out the way the Trump administration is saying. The other thing is that for the Chinese, this has been a bargaining tool. For America, we seem to be more concerned about it, if this really is a deal, than the Chinese do. So then my next question and concern is that, okay, let's say it is a real deal and the Chinese, ByteDance does give up this algorithm. Have we simply exchanged one devil for the other, so to speak. And what I mean by that is, okay, the Chinese may not control that information, but now, to me, equally as dangerous is you have a very partisan group of investors influencing ByteDance and controlling that information. But now they can utilize that information both to further their political agenda, but also to punish those who don't support their political agenda. So in a sense, are we simply exchanging one devil for another?
And Larry Ellison, the Oracle guy,
Yes.
who is one of the prime people involved here, also, or his son now controls CBS.
Exactly.
Through a company called Skydance. So we're going from ByteDance to Skydance here. And we're dancing around the issue of state ownership of media and who's in charge and who's feeding what to the government, right? The dance continues.
Okay, and the algorithm, you had mentioned, if the Chinese give up the algorithm, but my understanding of the deal, which as you point out, the Chinese have not yet agreed to, is they've not divesting the algorithm, they will license the algorithm, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I think ultimately here, this is going to continue to be a story about media ownership and information. I think the only solution out of this might be to, we have the school bell-to-bell ban in New York. Maybe we need just a 9 to 5 screen time ban for everybody. There's actually a Japanese city that's trying this, limiting screen time to 2 hours a day for everyone. Now, I don't know how you'd enforce that, but at this point, given the way we're getting information, that might be the only path out of this.
That's quite an idea there. One other point about this is this has been sold as an all-American deal, right? But there's the UAE is involved as well. Is that they have significant holdings
They're
in this?
interested, well, because it is a global app right now. So what they're calling it is TikTok America. And 80% American owned, 20% owned by China, housed in it's all framework still, but housed in Oracle's database as far as the personal information in America, and the algorithm also housed there and leased from ByteDance. So, Shadow Dance.
Shadow Dance, ByteDance, right? Yeah. But I do think that the United Arab Emirates has their government-controlled investment firm has a 15% stake in this as well. So not quite all American.